This button here tricks a lot of new Reina players into believing that this is her 11 frames Punisher, but that's not the case. This button cannot be buffered, so you have to wait until the end of the block stun. And if you add the execution time, at best this is going to come out as a 14 frames move. Now, on paper, this still sounds pretty good because this is a button that gives you a knockdown into a guaranteed follow-up like that. The damage can be higher than that by doing a micro step into down for 1 or also hitting the blue spark version of it. Which, by the way, it's kind of tricky to do. You have to input the first 2 at exactly 1 frame. And the best way to do it is just to, if you play on arcade stick and leverless, is to slide your finger across the input like that. This makes it easier to pull it off, but that goes into why this button is never used as a Punisher at all. It's just too damn difficult. You have to know exactly the block stun of the attack you're punishing, and even then, pulling it off can be quite inconsistent. If you do it too early, you only get a 2 punch, and if you do it too late, it gets blocked, and the move is minus 14 on block. It's not a good situation to be in. The second issue is, this competes with a 14 frames electric, which is also not easy to do, but for a seasoned Mishima player or someone with a lot of execution, this might just be a much better option. You launch the opponent, and if you mess it up, you either get something like down forward 2, which is only minus 12, or a wind gut fist, which is minus 10. So it feels like it's way better to just attempt to do an electric in these situations. Now, do I think that this button should be buffed by making it faster or safer on block? I don't know. You could argue that this move is not essential to her punishment game, and because this is just an extra option, it adds to player expression. Maybe someone out there finds this quite easy to pull off, and they become that Reina player that always goes for it when they block minus 14. So yeah, they are the weird Reina player that uses one of her hardest punishers. It's clear that their intention was to make this button a punisher, because sometimes when you're using the punishment training, they will suggest that button as the option to go for. But it's not completely useless. For example, at the wall, you can use it as a way to get a very nasty Okizeme. Something like that. And then you get this knockdown that flips them over if they wake up, 50-50. If they stay on the ground, it's quite bad for them. But if I were to suggest one change, I would say give War God Kick a different input, so when we try to do it too early, we don't just get this manual stance here. This is the worst part about playing this character. If I go for this button that is already quite difficult to do and I pull that off instead, that will make me mad. So give us a different input for War God Kick to lessen the frustration.